legends, Mike here from Jet Tech. Today I'm going to show you how to fit the 2024 seat straps to this Yamaha behind me. Now within the kit of the seat straps, you get one main strap with a grab handle. This is great for your passengers to also hold on to. You get your extra little piece there on that side, another little strap, your back strap. Now you can either option up to have a bonnet strap or the bungee loops. I've got the bungee loop option here, so you can either use these on your hood or on your glove box. The reason that we use seat straps is primarily for surfing, or if you're using skis for any type of water rescue or in heavy water environments. So what they do is if you do find yourself in an unfortunate situation, your ski rolls over, these straps are going to keep your seat secured and not coming off. Also, the grab handle, I tell you what, like this will change your life. Like, especially if you're doing step-offs or any passengers on the back, they got something to hold on to. So this is everything. You also get a hardware bag as well. Tools that I'm going to use to fit these straps, and it's going to take me around an hour and a half. I've got a hot knife, that's to cut the excess off, or you can use scissors and a lighter. I've got an impact wrench just to remove some bolts. I've got a drill, so I'm going to use a 5mm drill piece and potentially a 4mm drill piece for these, or I can use a pop gun rivet, 12mm spanner and an 8mm spanner. Dive into it. So this buckle here, I'm just going to clip this in. This neoprene sleeve that we stitch on, this protects your boards if you're running boards on the inside or any type of sports equipment, so the buckle doesn't rub against it. Now for this particular ski, I want to make sure that this strap is not all the way up there, because what will happen, they kind of fold down a bit. So just kind of bring it back by about like 20-30 mil from the edge of the seat. Now obviously this is not a cruiser seat. Cruiser seats have a little bit more of a slant, but same thing, just bring it back from the edge, but not too far back that if you got a third person, they're pretty much sitting on it. So about there. I just emptied out the hardware bag. Now you're going to notice you got 4 cleats. Late model Sea-Doos, you're most likely going to use these. For this model ski, we don't need these. I'm going to show you why soon. I got a little trick. These two are for your front strap. So I'm going to need bolts and some washers. I'm going to slide this cleat right through here. These are stainless, by the way, guys, so they're not going to rust out. I'm going to pull it tight. And now, make sure that, well, me personally, I like the Jet Tech badge to be facing back this way, but also do it that way, have this buckle and then your back buckle are both going to be on the same side. So when you go take your seats off, you can clip them off. You're not having to go from this side to the other side. Very important note, when you're putting the cleats in, please, whatever you do, I've seen people do this before, they put them all the way down there. If you're on a surfboard there, you're going to put a hole through your surfboard. So keep it up and tucked away right next to the seat, and it's going to be perfectly fine there. On the new straps from Jet Tech, we've got all these little stitched loops here, and the reason being is that these are obviously universal straps. They fit every make and model ski. Like, I ideally don't want my handle sitting there. It's going to annoy the hell out of me. I want it centered to my seat. So that there's pretty much center. So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 5th slot from the top. So the 5th slot from the top will have my strap pretty center. I'm going to drill a hole. I've got the cleat nice and tight to the top. Some people might know this. If you use stainless on stainless, sometimes the threads can bind up on each other as you tighten it out. So just chuck like a little bit of grease if you have. What I do is I chuck this in. Once that bolts in, I use the drill to drill the second one. If you got a cruiser seat on a Yami, you might want to just angle these a little bit just to match the angle of the seat, so the strap doesn't kink. Again, this is just fine details, guys. It just depends how perfect you want to be with stuff. But you can see I've left a bit of a gap there. This is sitting about, what, 30 mil away from this piece of plastic. A little bit of grease on the end. Chuck it through. You might be wondering also what this foam is here for. This is Jet Tech traction turf. You do a lot of water sports with your ski, like foiling, surfing, even fishing as well, spearing. what this does is it allows traction everywhere, protects your skis and protects your equipment. So majority of the time when people buy these seat straps, they're also kitting their skis out with turf. If that's the case, fit your turf first. Link down below for a tutorial on that, and then go fit your seat straps. All right, so just kind of repeat the same process on the opposite side. I've got the cleats in. Now I'm just going to go put the bolts on there and the washers on the inside. The grab handle strap, use the big washers in the kit. Grab some of them, and grab your nuts. Try not drop anything. It's quite painful trying to find something in a jet ski. And either your power drill or Phillips head. Now for your back strap, to make this a lot more of a tidier job, what we do with the Yamahas is we just remove the two back 12mm bolts. So just pull them out and loosen the front one so your handle can lift up. Now what we do is you get this strap, I put this seat, clip it on this side here. What I'm going to do is I can kind of just see where that bolt hole was. If you lift it up, you can kind of see it in there. So I just put that there. Come back down. This one's going to sit right there. No matter what, you're just going to burn a hole in the strap right on the end here. And that's going to sit right there. With this buckle right here, I want this buckle to sit pretty much on the edge of the seat. You want to make sure that it's not going to be all the way up there, because it's going to be very uncomfortable if someone wants to sit on it. So I usually just put it like right on the edge there, so I can still access it, but you're kind of not sitting right on it. With this buckle, I've got it right there. Now, I've got the seat on, and what I'm just doing is I can see that the hole is right there. I'm kind of just holding my finger to see where it is. Now, what you can do is also, if you want to, you can put a marker there, but I've done this a lot of times. I know that my hole that I need to burn's right there. And now what I'll do is not let go of it. Get it out. You can either use a hot knife if you've got one, or heat up a screwdriver with a little gas torch or gas lighter and burn a little hole through. So I'm just going to do a little X here. And I'm going to cut off the excess. And then on this side here, I'm just going to do the same again. Making sure I'm not going right to the end, just off the end. There you go. Grab the bolts. Make life a little bit easier. I just put it back on my power drill and I just go through like that. Same on this side here. Put it through. Get this, line it up. Now I'll just truck the seat back on. And what I'm doing here, I'm kind of pulling it tight. And see how I've got it just on the edge of the seat there? I can get this one through up the top. Bang on, perfect. But what I want to do right now before I tighten these all the way up, again, just find the details, guys. See how they're kind of wrapping up on the seat that way? If you do it like this, it's just going to be a bit more of a tidier job. You won't have like this awkward like little crease there. So I've just kind of did it up tight before doing the nuts up for the seat. Take that off. Then I'll go and continue to put these nuts back on. Gets right. Seat's back on. Let's get this going over. This one, also take note that I have gone on the inside of the grab handle here, not on the outside. There we go. Now, if you do have excess strap, these are actually already pre-cut. I don't have to worry about it, but then just cut them off. On this side here, see the excess? Ideally, you just want to snip it and get a little lighter, or if you do have a hot knife, I'm just going to trim it off here. Boom, now it's nice and tidy. So I've just finished installing the C-straps on the 24 model Yamaha FX model here. Now this is kind of universal for all FX models. Now if you got GPs, VXs, EXs, it's a little bit different but similar. You can see this grab handle, that is so good for your passengers. When you're finished doing them, you just lift up on the buckle there, undo the strap, same here. Now I can get my seats off. Putting it back on. Super simple, but you can see right now, if something happens, my seat's not coming off. And yeah, super easy with this. When I store my ski, quick little tip guys, I do like to keep the seats off it just because it allows the ski to breathe, the engine bay. But yeah, got any questions, just reach out to us. We're always here, happy to help.